Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news as we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reading from NBS Television X platform. It says Luzira Magistrate Court has granted Dr. Miria Matembe bail, citing her ill health, advanced age, and presumption of innocency. They go on to post these pictures. That's a little smile from Miria Matembe. You have her right there. That's Miria Matembe has been granted bail. Yeah, she's finally out on bail, but this should never have happened in the first place, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's the news we are getting right now. The Luzira Magistrates Court has granted former Ethics and Integrity Minister Miria Matembe bail after considering her deteriorating health, her advanced age, and the fundamental principle that every accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. It was a moment of relief for her family and supporters. But the bigger question now remains, why was an elderly aiding woman abducted and dragged through this ordeal at all? I can tell you she's been granted bail, but the damage has already been done. Matembe's arrest was never about justice at all, as they claim. It was about silencing one of the country's most fearless critics. After openly challenging dictator thug Yoweri Museveni and his neighbor baby Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who happens to be the commander of Uganda's defense forces, she was abducted. That in and of itself is wrong. And then detained. She was kept at Mbuya military barracks and then taken before court on criminal charges and forced to plead for medical treatment while she was visibly unwell. That was Museveni sending out a message that, hey, see what I will do. I don't care whether you're 90 years old, I will torture you. I will bring you to this point where you plead for mercy from me. So her rallies might be welcome, but it does not erase what happened before. Let's go on and read a few tweets coming in from different people that are happy about this development. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joel Senyonyi, the leader of opposition. He says, finally, Luzira Magistrates Court has granted bail to Honorable Miria Matembe. You can go on and look at those beautiful pictures. I think I'll do this. Yeah, she's right there. You can really tell. I don't know what is going through her mind. You know, yesterday I read you a tweet that was coming in. I think it came from J.K. Kazora, where Museveni promised Miria Matembe, I'll never, oh my God, this is the husband, Nekeme Matembe. Imagine Museveni having to put these people in this situation. And please do not separate these actions from Museveni. Don't be like, oh, it's Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Absolutely not. Everything Muhoozi Kainerugaba is doing is sanctioned and endorsed by Museveni. And even if that was not the case, Muhoozi Kainerugaba is taking the politics of Museveni to its logical conclusion. If Museveni is going to bribe people, if Museveni is going to send his jack-booted thugs in parliament to beat up members of parliament who are opposing the amendment to the constitution to remove age limit, then Muhoozi Kainerugaba is like, oh, that's what you're going to do. How about I just don't even appear before parliament? How about I just use force? How about I just abduct the Speaker of Parliament? As we speak right now, former Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, whom I strongly disagreed with, is still kept under house arrest. We don't know what's going on. We hear she's sick. She has, I think, pain or her legs are swelling. What do we do? She just announced, okay, now I'm going to send my people to go and raid her home. That's not how things should be. But you cannot accuse or you cannot blame Muhoozi. This is Muhoozi taking the politics of his dad to its logical conclusion or to their logical conclusion. I'm going to go on and open a few stuff here. Let's see what Sarah Bidete, who has been very instrumental and very close to Mama Miria Matembe, has posted. Let's check here together. Ladies and gentlemen, what is she saying? As Miria Matembe said the word, I don't know. Let's check here. Okay. I love this. They did not bow to Museveni. I love this. I love to see this when people are at their most vulnerable, but they refuse to bow down to tyranny. Watch here. Stand up and demand your rights. Look at her. That is Miria Matembe in the most difficult, vulnerable situation. She says, stand up and demand your rights. What a sight to behold. Oh my God, I love this.
Oh, women everywhere, stand up and demand your rights. Demand your rights.
Demand your rights. Oh my Lord. Demand rights. I love that. I think I saw the same thing with Dr. Chiza Besigye yesterday in court when they were singing, never, never, never sorry. I love that because Museveni is using all these violent tactics to instill fear. But don't you love it when you see these people who you'd think they'll be pleading for mercy from dear Lord Museveni saying, no, stand up and demand your rights. I love it. Demand rights. Absolutely. I love it. Okay, let's go on and see if they've posted a few more other stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's. Oh, my God. Incredible. I love to see people standing up for their rights. Okay. Oh, yeah. Exactly. This is Sarah Birete here singing.
Stand up and demand your rights. Women everywhere, stand up and demand your rights today.
All women everywhere stand and demand your rights today. Joel Senyonyi, Alice Alaso, Flavia Kalule. Incredible. I love it. I think this is Francis Mwijuche. Absolutely. I love it. I truly, truly love it. Not to bow down to this. Okay. Now, before I let you go, it's going to be a short one this today. But I want to show you here what she is being accused of. But before I take you there, look at what Muhoozi said. Let them well, Uganda belongs to us, Musibeje. Who is us? You danderhead. Who is us? Uganda belongs to everyone that is laughing and everyone that is wailing. It is not yours. No, it is for all of us. We all have the same shares in a company called Uganda. You cannot claim it more than me. You cannot claim it more than Miria Matembe. You cannot claim it more than Dr. Chiza Besigye. You have equal shares. And by the way, we can even argue that you don't have as equal shares as us because you were born in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. But that, we put it aside because you become a Ugandan because of your parents who were born in Uganda, allegedly. But why is he using this language? You know, Matembe is being accused of, stirring up hostility against Banyankole, accused of sectarianism. Have these people opened the X platform of Muhoozi Kainerugaba? He's always talking about how special the Bachwezi are, or who the special people, descendant of Jesus Christ. Have they opened? Do they even care? Absolutely not. Jeez, okay. I want to show you here. Let me take you to the words Matembe said. This is what she's being accused of. Listen.
Njagala President Museveni vaayo kola accountability. Toyinza kutuwa mikono gya mutabani gw'eggwanga lya Uganda si liryo. N'aba ministers bonna boolaba bakazi abanyankole. Bonna mukazi we, mulumuna w'omukazi we,
murumuna muganda we.
Mukazi we, muwala wakute wananka wasali musale, muwala mashiki. Bali eyo, 5 women bali eyo, eka ya Museveni. Emisolo gyaffe gyegenda.
Yeah, when she's 100%, you know, there's somebody I saw and I made actually a tweet as well, accusing Matembe for stirring up hostility against Banyankole. Yet Miria Matembe is a Munyankole, is total and absolute stupidity. But you know, these people are sort of arresting her to make a statement because they still have this very archaic, primitive, stupid thinking of so they look at the arrest or the abduction of Miria Matembe as a punishment to the Biru being done by the Bahima. But Matembe is 100% true. I don't care whether you're a Mwiru, whether you're a Muhima, whether you're a Mukakwa, Muganda. I don't care. All I care about is do we want to make sure, or are we making sure that all tribes in Uganda are represented? All I care about is equality and equity. Okay? So Matembe says, no, I'm not going to stay quiet when crimes or atrocities are being committed by people who belong to my tribe. Says, no, we shouldn't be doing this. But Museveni says, let me show you now that I'm a tough man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to show you this. I think I made a comment about this. Why is Museveni so confident in doing all these things? Let me show you here. Yes. Oh my. Okay. Museveni is a very, very disturbed man, a loner that has a childhood trauma, if you may. Listen to this report. This man took care of Museveni when he was in high school. This is Boniface Byanyima, father to Winnie Byanyima.
Muhoozi Byanyima, who served for many years as the national chairman of the opposition Democratic Party, describes the youthful Museveni as a person who would not mingle freely with the fellow children at home.
He called himself a name which can suggest his character. He was always calling himself Tuhabura.
He was always calling himself Tuhabura. One who doesn't take advice, right?
Is he calling himself Tuhabura now?
Yeah.
Or he has adopted. As a youth, he was a loner.
He was a loner.
He was Tuhabura.
Tuhabura.
He's still a loner and Tuhabura.
Yep.
When you hear him talk, he's a leader of government now. When he's talking about what the government has done, he doesn't say, we have done that. He says, I have done that.
I.
The old man remembers that Museveni read a lot of communist books and espoused the communist ideology.
Because as far as I remember, he was always talking of communism.
Yep.
And expressing communism ideas and slogans.
There were streaks of communism in Museveni in the early days of his reign post-1986, but since the mid-1990s, with the advent of IMF policies, Museveni has been a strong disciple of capitalism.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in a thing. That's why he abandoned communism, not because he found out that, capitalism is better than communism, which is, but because he realized that in order to win favors and love from the West, he's going to have to jump on the ideology, the capitalistic ideology. He doesn't believe a thing. His is how do I stay in power by all and every means necessary? That's it. That's it. He doesn't believe in a thing. Zero. He has no principle. He has no values. He has only one ambition, to stay in power. A narcissistic, self-serving sociopath and a psychopath to that point. Because how do you convince me that you wish the best for your country and you watch your son committing all these atrocities unless you are endorsing those actions? So don't you fall into the trap of, Museveni was taken over. Museveni is on control. Muhoozi Kainerugaba is in control. As if to suggest that when Museveni was, quote-unquote, in control, didn't commit crimes that are being now committed by Muhoozi Kainerugaba. These are two different sides of the same coin. This side is Muhoozi, and this side is Museveni, but it's the same coin that has the same value. My name is Mordecai Morisa. Stick around. I'll be back soon.